Ho, 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 and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. It's been a while, hasn't it? But Christmas is coming up and I wanted to make one of my favorite Christmas recipes. It's a mincemeat. I do get people say to me, why don't you just buy, a $7 jar of mincemeat from the supermarket? But when I look at the ingredients, 29% fruit, 55% sugar. There's no suet in here. There's no brandy in here. It's mainly just sugar and water. And when I make my own, the flavors, and those of you that have made it in the past know, the flavor is so much better. So why not make it? It's ever so easy to make. We've got a kilo of dried fruit, and I've just gone for a cheap sort of home brand dried fruit, but it has got some candied peel, some currants, some raisins, sultanas in here. So 1 kilo, that's about 2 pounds. And when I add my sugar in, we've got about 250 grams of a beautiful, soft, brown, rich flavored sugar. That's about 9 ounces. So with all the fruit that's here, we've got apples and oranges and lemons, our dried fruit. We're looking at about, well, it's under 20%. 55%, 20%. So don't moan at me when I put the sugar in. Some people say, all that sugar. You do need sweetness. It's Christmas after all. A time of the year to be both naughty and nice. Now, the other ingredients apart from the dried fruit, as I said, are your apples. I would use Bramleys if you can get them, any green sort of tart apple, but Bramleys are the traditional apple. You can grate the apple, keep the skin on. All that extra fiber adds to the flavor of the mincemeat. I'm actually not going to grate it. I'm going to dice it into small cubes. I think the texture is a lot better. We've got lemons, of which we're going to use the zest, get all that beautiful flavor. Then I'm going to cut them in half and juice the lemons. Same with these navel oranges. Take all the zest off the outside. It's a delicious flavor. Don't go into the pith, just get that colored zest on the outside. Cut them in half, squeeze out all the juice. You can't go wrong. The other thing that we add is, I was going to go for the spices, but one of the most king ingredients in here is the suet. Suet is an animal fat. If you don't like animal fats, you want to go vegan, do it. I highly recommend you don't go for suet. It's a much more traditional undernote. What is suet? It's a fat that is lightly covered in flour to keep it sort of separated. I'll give you a little taste there. It's a little bit like a lard, but it has more texture in it. Next up, you're going to add all your spices. So I've got a couple of teaspoons here of just a mixed spice, those sort of Christmas spices. I've also got an additional teaspoon of cinnamon, an important Christmas flavor that goes into mincemeat, and another half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now I've got some fresh nutmeg here. I'm also going to grate that in, and I think that adds a lovely sort of peppery note to the mincemeat. We've got the new Breville oven, hasn't been used at all yet, so we're going to be putting that to the test. It's a low and slow heat. You cover over the mincemeat and you bake it at a very low temperature for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and that allows the flavors to develop, the sugars to caramelize, and the fruits to plump up. You then have this beautiful big tray of homemade mincemeat, and I'm going to let you know at the end of this video how you can double those flavors, so how you can really make it more complex, so stay around for that. Right, without further ado, let's get and prep our fruits and citruses, get everything into our mixing bowl, mix it up, and within an hour or 2 hours, the whole house is going to be smelling of Christmas. Now the recipe always starts with the mixed fruit. I've just gone for a generic mixed fruit here, but you can use any dried fruits at all. We're looking for about 1 kilo, 2.2 pounds of fruits. You can use apricots, you can use figs. If you want to make it more complex and more luxury, just go for it. But in this instance, we're just going for 1 kilo of regular mixed fruit. Can you see the difference already? Okay, I need to move a few bits and pieces out of the way for a moment. Pop the suet down there. Oh, we can put the suet in. I suppose there's no reason not to put the suet in now. Pop the suet in there. We can add the spices in. So 2 teaspoons of mixed spice. Just pop that on top. Extra cinnamon, as I said before, a teaspoon of cinnamon. and then some nutmeg. Now this is ground nutmeg, but if you can get fresh nutmeg, it's really delicious just to sort of grind some fresh nutmeg into there. With your apples, what you can do is just cut them into quarters. And then just use the knife to take the core out. You don't need to be too particular. As I say, leave the skins on. I want little cubes of apples, really. Now the apple itself is going to pretty much break down over the bake. So all the apples, Bramleys if you can get them, are diced up into fairly small cubes. Just pop those in with the other fruits. Next we want to get all the zest off of these lemons. Now you can either use a lemon zester like this one, or if you're lucky enough to have the right sort of microplane, you can actually just grate. So I'm coming over the bowl straight in there. We're just going to get all that lemon zest off. Now you see, you want to get the first layer. Just keep turning the lemon. Oh, even the smell coming off of there, quite amazing. Now another tool you can use is these zesters where you get this lovely little curl of zest off. Now I'll leave links down below for anything that I use in here. They are Amazon links. If you want to use them at all, you'd be welcome to. Now there are different types of planes. This one is particularly for doing the zest. This one is more for coarser grating. We also want to do exactly the same for the oranges. So get all the zest off the oranges. You see how well this does? Just takes it off there. What is the world coming to? We've got barcodes on our fruit. Get your barcodes off. Give your fruit a little wash over. Get any waxes or chemicals off. Next up, take all of our citrus fruits and just cut them in half. You can generally just get a fork in there. I'm not worried about the pips going in. Give the fork a good wiggle around and get all or as much of that beautiful orange juice out as you can. Same with our lemons. If you've got a juicer, use the juicer, but I'm just going to give these a good squeeze and get all of that beautiful lemon juice out. Right, we're nearing the finishing gate now. Our soft brown, is this a demerara sugar? It's really not, but it's a soft brown, very complex, smoky flavored sugar. Pop that into our bowl, and at this point you can either take a spoon or do what I normally do, which is just to get your hands in there and start to sort of mix this through. You want to get all of the fruits, all of the suet and all of the spices really well coated. Those of you that would rather me be wearing a pair of gloves for this probably should be watching a different channel. Oh, now that's a smell. That's a familiar smell of Christmas coming through there. Often what I'll do is leave this for 2 or 3 hours overnight, as I say, and you'll see the fruit starts to plump up and the flavors absorb. But today, because we're getting close to Christmas and I want to get this thing rock and rolling, I'm going to be putting this straight into a baking tray. You will find if you've got a larger size baking tray, you can probably get this all in one tray. But I'm going to split this up into 2. And if you're concerned at all, you can weigh it out. What I do want to do is get all of that sweet, spicy goodness out of there. So just roughly lay the mincemeat in a baking tray. Got 2 here, as you say. This is fitted perfectly. What we want to do is take some foil. Now, I'm taking quite a generous amount because I want to make sure this stays completely covered. I go right under the tray. The main reason we're doing this is to trap the moisture in. I want all those caramels, I want all the caramel to develop, but I don't want all the moisture to escape from the fruit. Okay, very first time using the Breville Smart Oven XL. I'm going to pop them in to the Breville oven, and it's a long, slow and low bake. We're going to be using the bake setting at 110 Celsius, that's about 225 Fahrenheit, and I'm going to bake this for around about hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, and then we'll take it out and let it cool down. So start. They also say use the fan setting, so, and that actually I think the convection is on. Super convection, no convection, convection. Okay, preheating. Hour and 45 minutes, doesn't get easier than that, does it? So we're cameras in action because 46 seconds. I've no idea what beeps, dings, whistles or bells are going to go off. I'm really impressed by the oven. I probably got a few seconds to say. Not that hot. I can touch the sides. Okay. We're done. We're still done. Okay, yeah, a little bit hot at the back, but seems to be great. I mean, it's just roll, dial, start. It's ever so simple. So that's been an hour and 45 minutes. Well, look, even pulls the tray out for me, which is kind of cool. Oh, smells beautiful. First tray of mincemeat out. I'm kind of excited. Let's just pull that off. Now I said to Michelle, did I make those apple pieces a little bit big? Maybe. Oh, that is gorgeous. Look at that. Syrupy sauce that's in there. Yeah, I definitely made the apples a little bit too big. I don't know whether I should cut those up a little bit more, Michelle. What do you think? Will they ruin my mince pies? Now this is the last touch. This is the Christmas touch. We're going to take a little brandy. For the whole dish, we want 4 tablespoons of brandy, but because I've done this in 2 sections, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons. It is optional, but I think you've got to do it. Oh, that smells so good. So if I wanted to now, with these 2 batches, I could do an alcohol-free and an alcohol with, but I'm not going to. Ooh. Oh. Again, my apples are a little bit big, sorry about that, but will you look, these have stewed up beautifully. I want this to cool down just a little bit, but not too much. This is pretty much finished. Jar it up, put it away, use it this Christmas. If you want to get a bit more geeky, stick with us. I'm going to have a talk about some more facts. I've got these Kilner jars or mason jars. And all this fruit now is technically pasteurized. Okay, we've got a full jar there. Let's just pop that and seal it. These are about pound jars, but let's just see how much they come to. I've got a set of scales here. I'll just test them quickly. So about 600 grams of sweet minced meat. But what's interesting is because everything's sterilized now, if you want to get even more out of this mincemeat, what I suggest is make a whole batch, double the batch up, make another batch, put them into clean jars like this, put them into your larder or your cupboard. Doesn't need to be in the fridge. You can put it in the fridge if you want and leave them, forget about them till next year. Even the year after. I've had these 2-year-old and they never get any fungus or any mold or go funky in any way. But the flavors develop and they become richer and more delicious. You pay an absolute fortune to buy this sort of quality of mincemeat. And 1-year-old or rich mincemeat, it just gets better with age. So we've got about maybe time and a half. And let's just do the maths quickly because we're going to get 4 large mason jars of mincemeat, about times1/2. So what is that? I'm doing the maths as we think. So that's 3 jars. 3 jars of this would be in Australia, and I'm doing Australian dollars. So $20 total we've spent on the ingredients. That's about 13, 14 US dollars. 3 jars of this would cost around about, so how many jars? 6. Oh, Michelle's telling me off. 6 jars. So we've made 6 jars in total? Yeah. Okay, so 6 jars of this would set you back here in Australia around 40 bucks. So a little shy of $40. We spent about 20. Now, 55% sugar, 18% sugar, mostly fruit. Quality, flavor, taste, you're getting a lot more out of this. In my opinion, well, not in my opinion, 100% you're getting a lot better quality ingredients out of this. Now, I've had people say, I'm answering some of the questions that have been in some of the previous videos I've done. What about the cost? What about the cost of, cooking? I've actually got a little device I've put on there to calculate the cost of using the oven over that period. And it currently, let me just check for you, the full cook at the current kilowatt rate in Australia, 15 cents. So add your 15 cents on top of that. I think you've done pretty well. In the next episode, we're going to be making mince pies. So love you all, share the love, share this video with your friends and family, and I'll see you in the next episode. Be good.